You're watching this video because you want to find out why your ads aren't converting. And as someone who's written over 100 converting ads, I'm going to actually show you the real reason why. A part of it is interesting because you have a good offer, you have a good service, but there's specific things about your ad specifically that are not allowing you to run it at its full power, and you're running it only at 33%. So I'm going to show you in this video how to add that 66%. My name is Caleb Rainford. I'm the CEO of Illuminaries. We've been able to do over $2.5 million for our clients in the past 2 years and 300 million views across all platforms. The biggest thing that I want to show you in this whole channel is that I'm giving away everything when it comes to paid advertising. We approach things from a long-term system-based perspective instead of a short-term tactic-based perspective. And the two things I hate are LARPers and agencies that burn people. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into it. So the main thing is you have a good offer and you have a good business and the numbers are still coming back weak and you can't figure out why. It's almost never your offer and your ad is running at 33% power. This does matter. Your offer does matter. I'm not saying it doesn't, but when you already have a good offer and your ads are still bad, there's a specific thing that's happening. So you're paying right now, your offer and service is probably great, right? But your ads are quite crap. And this is causing you to spend 3 times as much money and basically is creating a money vacuum for you. So you're paying 3 times the amount for one client or 3 times the amount for one lead. This happens because of two specific things that you're missing. So what I want you to understand is that every ad transmits on 3 channels at once, right? The verbal channel, which is what is said, the script, the offer, the argument, the visual channel, which is what is shown in the background, your site, your setting, your uniform, the before and after of the projects, what you're actually putting into the video so people can see that proof, and then what they hear, right? Are they hearing music? Are they hearing the tools in the background? Are they hearing credibility? What is all of the best part is that all of these three come together to make your ad better and form communication. So this is what it's going to be all about. And I'm going to break down, this is our VVS formula that we use to create every single ad that we create. And that's how we have them convert. When you only use one of these channels, you only get 33% performance out of the ad while paying for 100%. So basically you're paying 3 times what you're supposed to be if your ad is not primed. As you can see here, 3 wavelengths that these things operate on. And if you're just standing in front of a camera and throwing captions on your ad, you're missing out on so much money that you could be saving and putting towards more advertisements. So breaking this down, why is this actually happening? So what you were taught is just to film an ad, point and shoot a camera and just speak words into the ad. But the problem is the two dark channels that you're missing are the visual and also the sonic that I was showing you earlier. This actually comes from something called dual coding, which is created by Pavio in 1971. I'll break down what he actually broke down a bit further. But sight and sound are stored as 2 separate memories. So say it and show it, and the same point lands twice in one impression. This also goes into processing fluency, how easy it is for someone to process the information that they're being given. When the channels agree, the brain processes it effortlessly, and effortless feels true. When they fight, the viewers disbelieve and can't say why. So this is all subconscious stuff that is overlooked, and I'll break down Aristotle, I'll break down Horace and Pavio in a second. But what I want you to understand is that incongruent channels are free to create and expensive to fix. So Aristotle broke down 3 things. He broke down ethos, pathos, and logos. And you may not, I mean, you may already know these things. You may not. You may have heard it in English class somewhere. But this is true, and this is how people are actually communicative with each other. Ethos goes for ethics and credibility. So trustworthiness, authority, style, tone, emotion is pathos, emotional impact, personal connection, and logos is facts, statistics, case studies, scientific evidence, basically logic, right? As you can see here, logic and reasoning. And if you do not have all these 3 in your ad simultaneously, it's going to be very hard to actually communicate your message effectively, or your offer, or your service. And what's going to happen is it's going to be more expensive, as you're seeing, and it's not going to convert as well. So going into Pavio's dual coding method, his diagram here says, look, there's picture and there's words, right? Picture and words picture goes to non-verbal processing, words go to verbal processing, and words is also with like sonic, so sound as well. And these two come down into knowledge, which it makes it easier to actually receive that knowledge. And then if it makes it easier to receive that knowledge, therefore they're going to move forward towards an action quicker. This was also said by Horace back in the day where he said, less vividly is the mind stirred by what enters through the ears than by what is brought before the trustworthy eyes. So something that is brought through the ears as well as the eyes is going to convert much better because the two support each other. So this is what I want you to understand, is that nothing about persuasion is new, and that's exactly why this works. This has been discovered over 2,000 plus years ago, 23 centuries ago. So I suggest we listen. So the thing is here now is, how do we actually fix this? And what we want to do is interrogate every ad before it spends $1. Every time you're creating an ad, you want to ask yourself these 3 specific questions. Number 1 is, what is the verbal arguing, right? What is your verbal arguing? Is it providing the offer properly? Is it talking about your service properly? Is it calling out the right person? And one clear promise, right? You want to focus on one specific thing. What is the visual proving? Does it actually back the words? So are you, for example, if you're a contractor and you're in like a corporate office talking about, hey, we're going to do a basement job for you, et cetera, et cetera. Do you think that your background actually supports the words that you're saying? Obviously not, right? Or if you're an agency owner and you, say, for example, are out on a job site doing work, or you're trying to target contractors. I'm gonna actually give you an example of one of my best converting ads in a second here, but you're targeting contractors and you go to a job site, you're like, hey, we've gotten over this many X amount of jobs for this contractor that we've helped. They're going to believe you because you're actually on a job site. You're not in an office with just a white background, right? Because they've seen that a bunch of times. They align that specific ad that you would have created to other people that have scammed them before, instead of actually you being on the job site targeting the people that you're targeting. So is the visual actually backing up and proving, and forgive me for my like mouse skills, this is terrible, but is your visual backing up and proving what your words are saying? And then third, what is the sonic making them feel, right? Is it actually going ahead and wrapping everything together? So for example, are the tools, if you're a contractor and you're on site and you're saying, oh, we're going to do XYZ for someone, you are saying, we do this, we do concrete, for example, and they hear the tools in the back, they hear the trucks going, they're going to believe you more. As for an agency owner, if you are filming another ad and you are also in the background and you have a specific type of music playing, music that is either higher class, I don't know, like something that flows with the video, then it's going to make it look like you're more put together, you're more professional, right? So these things may not be something that meets your eye immediately, but they all matter, right? And I'll break it down like specifically here. So the best ad I've ever wrote had all 3 channels at once. So this is Deckney right here. And this was the best ad I've ever written because number 1, it had the verbal, it had a reverse psychology script of telling them why not to hire us. And it had all these things that we did were so great that they couldn't resist. And then number 2, he's literally walking on the job site, his truck's behind him. And then number 3, you could hear all the tools in the background, the machines moving, everything like that. And just to show you, these were the actual results from our ads. 200 people came through our lead form in under, I think it was probably like 3 weeks, and $3.25 per form fill, which is pretty insane, more insane than I actually liked it to be. And to be honest with you, this ad was so good that I actually became bad because people that we didn't want started to come through the ad, and that didn't allow us to close as many people. So the thing is here is we ran it again, 32, and then we fixed it a bit, we altered it. 32 leads came through at $8.9 per lead, and you can see our hook rate is pretty insane. Like our 3-second video views, and our hook rate up here is pretty insane as well. It's almost 50%, right? So it's like the things you guys want to understand about all of this and why I'm breaking this down is because if we go back up to the top here, you can always have a great offer and service, but if you're not able to communicate this effectively, you're always going to have ads that don't convert, and you're going to pay 3 times as much for the ads that you're actually launching. So I want you to understand this. My name is Caleb Rainford, CEO of Illuminaries, and this is just something I thought would be very helpful for you guys because it's quick, easy, and something that you can apply right away, and something that you should always think about when you are scripting your ads or putting ads forth for any company that you're helping. But hope you enjoyed this video. We'll chat soon. Peace.